What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode here on the MIgardener channel. I know you all are going to love this one, but before we get into this episode, I wanted to show you something really cool that we actually discovered when we walked outside this morning. So super, not really edible related, but super beautiful nonetheless. Check this out. So as you know, over by our shed here, we moved these daylilies from the side of the house where we actually planted our brambles. So we have our raspberries and our blackberries over there because they much prefer the conditions over there. But these daylilies, on the other hand, really did not like it that much. It's way too shaded and they'd never flowered before. So we moved them over here, and to our amazement, they actually started blossoming, and we weren't sure when the blossoms were going to open, but they're going to have a ton of blossoms, more than I've seen in a very long time on daylilies. They are just absolutely loaded, and it's going to be so pretty when they're all in bloom. But as you can see, stunning nonetheless. And over on the other side, we actually have, again, I don't know how it happened, but we somehow planted both of the red ones over there. Because we never knew what color they were. I mean, they could have been all the same variety for all we knew, because all we saw was the foliage. And so when we moved them over, we moved apparently all the red ones over there. You can see, maybe you can see it. There's one red blossom there just opening up, really beautiful deep red. And then we moved all the yellow ones over here. So I will probably keep it. I don't think we're gonna fiddle with it too much. I don't think we're gonna move them around, but really pretty nonetheless. So even though it's not edible, it's just one of those things I thought I'd show you all because it's really pretty. So on with the episode, let's go. So in dry spells, I'll come out here and I will water my peaches. And what I wanted to talk about today was actually watering down and washing your trees. Washing your fruit trees is something that as a home gardener we can really do. On a more large scale, it's a little bit harder to do. And so it's not really I guess, a very well documented practice because it's very much something that's difficult to scale. But when you have fruit trees, a very good organic option to decreasing pest pressure, increasing the overall health of the plant, can be done by washing the plant. And I come out here when I'm watering, I just got my shower setting on, and I'll usually just set it on and I'll lock it in place and I'll just water the plants. But every once in a while when I come out here, I will also, while I'm at it, wash down the plant. Really give it a good washing down, not a super high pressure, but just with a really good steady flow of water. And I'll wash the stems, I'll wash the leaves, just as if you're washing a car. And this will do several things that are going to be very good for you. One is if there are any pests on the plant, like aphids or whiteflies, spider mites, things like that, Japanese beetles even, they are going to be disrupted and washed off. This is going to kill any aphids if it knocks them off. It's going to disrupt the feeding cycle of any Japanese beetles. I mean, they might come back, but you're going to at least be buying your plant some time. You're going to disrupt them. You're going to knock off any whiteflies or any spider mites. And even if you don't knock them all off, you're going to be decreasing their numbers, which is huge. Also, another massive thing is, since aphids, when they are eating your plant, they excrete something called honeydew. And honeydew is a sugar that the plant produces through photosynthesis, and it is very sticky and it attracts ants. And oftentimes you'll see ants climbing up and down the base of your plant because they are after the honeydew. And honeydew is water soluble. Because it's a sugar, you can actually wash the honeydew off of the leaves, decreasing the amount of ants coming up. And that will slow the kind of the cycle, because ants will help aphids up the plant to mine the sugars for them. So it's kind of a symbiotic relationship the two have. So if you can stop the ants, you'll stop the aphids. And by washing off that honeydew, you're going to stop that continuous cycle of the ants bringing up more aphids and then getting more honeydew and stuff like that. So that's huge. Another thing is, not on hot days, I never recommend doing this in the heat of the day, but on hot days in the morning, if you kind of see that it's going to be heat wave, what you can do is by washing down the plant, what you're going to do is you're going to be buying the plant some time, that just as the water dries, as it evaporates, the heat of the day is going to send all of that energy into warming up the water and evaporating that. And it's very much a similar practice that they do on large agricultural establishments, where they will, if they have freezing weather, they'll wash the plant down with water, and what that will do is that the energy will actually go into freezing the water and not the tender leaves or the fruit. So that is kind of a practice that is done, but it's very much the same concept. And so your plant can be saved of some stress, and also if you do have mineral-rich water, if you're using like a well water or something like that, or you are in a city that still has minerals in their water. A lot of cities still leave minerals in their water. You can wash your plant down, and it will actually act as a very light foliar feed. The plant leaves do in fact take up nutrients, and they'll take up calcium, they'll take up other minerals that are in the water, and that also helps plant health. So it helps the plant get any nutrients that it might need in very light doses. Now, it's not something that's going to make a huge difference, but it's also, like I always say, not hurting the plant at all. And if I'm watering, I might as well take a minute or two and wash down the plant, because there are many benefits that can be had. So it's a very good practice that I like to do. I thought I'd just bring you out, tell you about it, and it's something that I've been doing for a couple of years now, and I think it's something that a lot of gardeners can adapt into their organic gardening regimen, because it certainly helps out. So anyways, I'll talk to you all later. That's all I got for you today, but hopefully you enjoyed, hopefully you learned something new. And as always, this is Luke from the MIgardener channel, reminding you to grow big or go home. We'll catch you all later. See ya. Bye.